We're back with Prompt a Day. Hey, everybody. This is Prompt a Day, where I show you how easy it is to come up with a writing prompt just taken out of your everyday life experiences, no matter what kind of life you have. I'm Rikki Heller from rikkiheller.com. I'm a writer, a developmental editor, and also a book coach. And I created Prompt a Day to help you keep up with your writing, even when you feel like you might have writer's block or when you're stuck and you don't know what to write about. Here's a way you can always find something to write about. So I'm going to share a prompt with you. I'm going to challenge you to write about it and then submit it to me so that at the end of the month, I can choose one submission and provide a full developmental edit for free. I'll talk more about how to do that at the end of the video. But for now, let's dive into today's prompt. So one thing about my hubby is I've said this before, he's one of the most laid back people on the planet. And so what he likes to do in the evenings is watch TV. And that is his idea of, if you've heard of the love languages, the seven love languages, one of them is quality time, where a couple spends quality time together. That's his idea of quality time. The two of us watching TV together, where we're both sitting silently looking at a screen, not interacting with each other, but that's quality time. So I kind of laugh at that. And I end up using the time to get some extra steps in for my 10,000 steps a day. But it got me thinking the other night when I was walking in front of the TV and he was watching TV, that he's happy with this. It makes him feel close to me. It makes him feel like we have a connection, and he's totally good with that. So, of course, I need to then infuse what my love language is into our relationship in other places so that I feel happy too. But that's not the point of today's prompt. Today's prompt is around what happens when a couple has different love languages, or they feel what makes a relationship good is very different from the other. So usually when I set up a prompt for you, I provide three possibilities. One is going to be if you want to write for a piece of nonfiction publication like a magazine or a newspaper. The second one is going to be the kind of writing that I tend to do, which is personal narrative or snippets of memoir. And the third is a piece of fiction, a short story. So if we take it in terms of a magazine article, you could go any which way with that idea. You could start with the seven love languages and talk about how they work for people or don't work for people, interview couples and see what works and what doesn't. Or take that idea of seven love languages and find something else that's similar. Is there another psychologist who feels completely differently about this concept, or who has a different way to bring couples together so they feel intimate, so they feel close, and then write your article around that concept? If you're doing something like what I would do, a piece of nonfiction, a personal narrative, you could start with a little snippet of an interaction. Do you or do you know a couple where the way that they relate to each other, the way that they feel close, is either something you can relate to or something that's totally different from you? Or do you want to talk about your own experience in that area? I don't want to give you too much. I want you to take this and run with it. And then the third would be a piece of fiction. What the question to begin with is, what happens when a couple stops communicating with words? Are there other ways that they can be close with each other? Again, this could be for any reason. So it could have something to do with physically being incapable, or it could be, I always think of the movie Citizen Kane, where they're sitting at the table separately reading the paper, physically far apart from each other, not saying a word to each other. You've seen many couples like that in restaurants, I'm sure. So that might be the core, the beginning image of a short story. But you can take this in any direction you like. All that you want to do is start with that concept of what makes a couple feel close or not close to each other. And here's the challenge that I mentioned earlier. If you write a piece of 1,000 words or less and submit it to me at rikki@rikkiheller.com, at the end of the month, I'm going to choose one at random and provide a full developmental edit. I have been an editor for over 30 years now, working with writing and assessing writing. And I have been a writer for almost as long. I was a associate editor for Simply Gluten Free magazine. I've had 4 books published, 3 of them bestsellers with big 5 publishers. And I've been working in this field forever. So I'm happy to do this if it means that people will write more, We'll keep writing. We'll bust through any kind of writer's block they have by using these prompts. Send me those pieces of writing. I can't wait to read them. And I would love to give you a developmental edit, which involves all kinds of detailed commentary, as well as what we call an editor's letter or summary document explaining everything that I've written within your document. If that sounds good, please do send it to Ricky@rickyheller.com. I will repeat all these details in the caption below. The last thing I wanted to say to you is if you are interested in finding a safe, comfortable, cozy place to write, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, I open up a Zoom room for writers. It's called Write with Ricky. We sit down together. First, we say hi for a few seconds. Then we sit down and we each focus on our own writing. If that, now you might ask, like, you're not talking to each other, you're just sitting there writing, how does that work? But you'd be amazed at how you absorb the energy of other writers. It's such a positive environment. There's a sense of community, there's accountability because we all know we're going to meet and we've got to write. And then at the end of it, we just check in, say so long, and see each other the following week. It really works great. If you're interested in joining us, please check out the link below and would love to see you there next Wednesday. All right, everybody, get writing. Can't wait to see what you produce. Can't wait to read them. And I will see you next time for another prompt on Prompt of the Day. Bye.